Welcome to another episode of Skeptic's Corner. We're talking about the Hinsdale house today. How many of y'all knew that we was flying into a damn snowstorm and that we was going to be dealing with the situation that we was going to be dealing with? Because I didn't know.
Not only that, I didn't know Buffalo, New York wasn't like New York City. I thought New York was New York, you know? When you think of New York, you think, oh, okay, we're going to New York. I never experienced anything like upstate New York.
That wasn't upstate New York.
That wasn't?
Upstate, I think, is Manhattan and all that. I think that's considered.
I thought upstate, we have to do fact check it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jamie, pull that up. No, it was different than I thought it was. That's all I'm saying.
I think that was my first time flying. Was that the first time I flew?
Really?
I thought I was going to die because we hit the wind as we were landing and literally went, Mert. The lady next to me jumped. I thought I was dead. I was like, I'm not flying home.
This sounds like we're getting off to a great start in this
I
investigation.
was terrified. But I wasn't expecting the snow. I don't even think they were calling for snow.
They were not.
Because I do check the weather.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that was it wasn't just snow, it was a blizzard.
It was a wind advisory snowstorm that was not supposed to be there. But as Buffalo gets those all the time. So we have no control over, which sucks.
Bro, there's no way.
People in Buffalo watching just laughing right now.
Bro, there's no way people in Buffalo are living like that, bro, where you could just, at any given time, you could have a blizzard
they're
like
living
we
worse.
experienced.
Yeah.
But dude, we lost tents. We lost
lose
our
a tent.
damn minds. We lost a lot of stuff out there. For them to just be like, just another snowstorm
Another
coming
day in
through.
Buffalo.
Yeah, just another day in Buffalo, buddy. Okay, so you fly in, Maeve. Well, we all fly in. We get to this location. What do you know about this location going into it from not a paranormal standpoint, just from a physical standpoint in terms of if anything's happened at this house, anything not happened at this house? What do you know going into this house?
I don't know much. Like I said, I think in the last Skeptic's Corner, they don't really tell me much anymore since Bobby Mackey's. It might change over time. I know Nick had told me some like rumors about the house. There's a lot of rumors about the house.
Correct.
So that's the difference between a lot of the other occasions we've been, like where there's like actual like historical evidence. There's a lot of rumors about like folklore, kind of like stories about the family being burned alive and haunting the place. And there's like women in white and all these kind of like mythical type creatures, which it makes it for an interesting story, but it doesn't always translate when you're trying to find like a certain person in a house. Okay. You're asking questions to try to find a specific, entity or whatever. So that's all I knew. What about y'all? Did y'all know anything?
I didn't know much.
So I didn't know, obviously, I didn't know much until we got there, and I found out more of the stories, and then I started to fact check them because I was like, there's no way. And then I fact checked certain things, like they were saying, oh, these Indians were massacred there. It wasn't on those grounds. It was miles and miles away, so it wasn't actually there, but people attribute it to it there. Okay. The brothers that murdered supposedly was on that ground, was never proven. It was just a story. Like he said, it's a story that has been passed down. So there's a lot of stuff about the location that was told to us in the history, but there wasn't anything that came up that was super, that I could actually fact check and make it be a proof. The only story that I think was actually realistic was the woman in white. I think there was a story about that, and that was a legit thing. Now, I don't know what it all was, but there was supposedly a real thing, a woman in white that lived there or something like that wore white all the time. I didn't know a lot going in, and then I fact check a lot once I found out stuff, and I found out a lot of it was not real. And it's just been attributed to people to get that shock factor when they do an investigation there, and that's nothing on the house. That's on the people that are investigating and over-embellishing and trying to make their stuff more than what it actually is, to make it more when it's not real, when that's not what happened there. That sucks because that doesn't give credence to the house. The house is trying to be its own thing and make its own thing with its own history, and when it's being embellished with other stuff, it doesn't do it any justice.
Right.
I do want to interject there because if everybody, I want to dive back into my Tulpa thing. If everybody's going in there, they all know the same stories, like they're putting their energy into these same people, like it may not be history, but it's energy now. And as many people that have gone in there, I mean, that may be why you hear Mary and stuff like that when you're there, because everybody's talking, and now Mary's a person. Those guys that killed whatever are now an energy because everybody puts that energy in there. And I kind of feel like maybe the fact checking killed our energy just a little bit, which is why maybe.
But was there a Mary in there?
There was. It was a
Okay,
Mary's room.
there's some historical.
Some of the stuff is, yes.
Right.
yes,
We're
but
gonna
a lot
we're
of
gonna
the
get to that. We're
embellished
gonna get
is
to
not.
that.
Okay, okay.
Because I know you feel like they're attacking you, but they not.
No, I
They're
don't.
not attacking
No,
you.
not
I
this
know-
part.
Okay. Okay.
We'll get the attacking later.
Yeah. So we took a different method this time because this was such an intimate location and it was a smaller location. We decided that we would give everybody an opportunity to lead the group. And Gary was the first one to lead the group. Gary, tell us the method that you chose and why you chose that method and why you chose to go where you wanted to go. And do you still feel like you made the right decision in that choice you made?
So I wanted to do the music box because I like the music box. I think we've gotten evidence with it before. I have the music box directly above us in the room. If something wants to interact with it, feel free to set off. We should hear it, no problem. And I just think it's an interesting thing, and if we all can hear it at the same time, it gives us a unique dynamic as we're all seeing it. And I also wanted to tie in laying where we were going to sleep and just seeing in the pitch quiet if we could have anything happen with our first time in the house. Because again, that was our literally first time in the house. We set the table, figured out who's doing group, and then we started. So I wanted to dive into that moment. Hey, somebody's unique in this location. I want to see if anything happens to us. And that's why I wanted to try just laying down. I don't think I would do anything different because I think everybody covered different areas of the house.
Right. So you started in the living room, correct? I just want you to talk about that activity because I also want to hear what Taylor thinks about the activity that we got while we were in there.
No, we didn't really get activity in the living room. We had the spirit box session also, and we only had one thing that matched the whole time. All right, well, we're going to stop this session. All right, y'all want to show D what you got on the things, and then we'll discuss what we had? Did any of them match?
Yes, all three of you guys matched. Are you good or evil?
I didn't think that was a great session. I didn't feel like we got much from it. So I wouldn't say it was like a lot of activity. We never really got this music box to go off when we were in during my lead. That happened during Taylor's lead. When we weren't in the living room, we were in the basement.
Music box is going off.
Tell D music box is going off.
Hey, the music box went off upstairs. Just went up there.
Okay.
So it was different. I didn't have it happen during my lead.
Okay.
Because I had it set down while we were also doing the spirit box, and we didn't really get anything like on the spirit box.
Okay. So then, Taylor, you're the second one.
Mm-hmm.
You led. Tell us what method you chose. Obviously, we know you're the app guy, but you could tell us why you chose the method you chose and what room you chose and what activity you got, and if you would have did anything different.
Yeah, I started at the basement. We did the apps. This is where we started. I'm going to make sure this is in the episode. In the final edit is that I got stop it, right?
Yeah.
Some voice came through saying stop it. I think 4 times downstairs, 2 times in the living room, and 1 time at the very end of the investigation up in the bedrooms. So it said it 7 times, same exact voice. To me, that was the craziest thing that happened out of all the whole investigation. So we started at the basement, got some stuff, went to the living room, fine, went upstairs, fine. The only things that I really got were those stop-its.
Okay.
And as far as the group lead. But that's what I went with.
And then Maeve, you did a group lead. What method did you choose? And obviously, you chose the coldest place in the house.
There was a reason behind that.
Yes.
I had a reason.
Yes. I want to hear why you chose the place you chose, the method you chose, and if you think you made the right decision, and if you would make another decision, or do you think you should have made another decision?
I gotcha. So I chose the Estes method because it's my
my
absolute favorite.
I love it too.
I mean, and if you get something with that, you get something with that. We haven't yet.
That felt personal.
It did feel personal. And I chose the basement for me to sit in and do the Estes because this is a reason. Upstairs, there's a grate, and you're upstairs there in the kitchen, so you can hear them upstairs. That grate you can hear, and I didn't want to taint anything. I wanted to make sure I didn't hear anything, and the basement was the best place to do that because I think we had that door shut.
Yeah.
There was because it's a bathroom, and so I think we had that shut. I don't know if I'm right about that, but I couldn't hear anything. So that's why I chose it down there. And I wouldn't change it. like I said, I'll probably do that every single one at every time we go somewhere because I love the Estes method. But
Okay.
I do want
All right.
Gary to do that part more. I would like him to listen though, because I hear all kinds of shit even without.
He did a
Estes
great job
method.
at Bobby Mackey's. That Estes method in the
Yes,
basement of
he
Bobby
did.
Mackey's was
Yes,
wild.
It was wild. That was a wild Estes method. That's when it became my favorite.
Yeah.
Is the Bobby Mackey's episode.
I feel like he keeps mentioning Bobby Mackey's.
I'm trying not to. I'm
It's
trying
both our favorites. So
Yeah, I'm trying not to, guys. I
I believe
apologize.
it is your favorite.
So I did say Sweet Springs. I keep bouncing back and forth.
Okay. Hey, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. You got to save that. Okay. So during your lead investigation, Maeve, I thought you chose the basement because there was a story about the basement where the basement doesn't like women. It does stuff to women, whether it poke them, prod them, push them. It did not like women for whatever that reason was. It didn't like it. And I thought you was going there to set a precedent.
Well,
But
that
it
was
was
part
a
of it.
night too.
But but again, yeah, and that night too. No, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
So
There was a night too. So this was the first location that we had an opportunity to spend a night at. I want you to tell us your thought process on going into it versus actually going through it like, oh, I either worked myself up or it was on par with what I thought I was going to experience.
I thought it was going to be way harder. The elements that helped were it being already 4 o'clock in the morning, which
Okay.
meaning we only had 3 hours of darkness. So it's like, I just got to survive 3 hours, So
Yeah.
I brought my laptop in. I played some King of the Hill, I think. And
Great show.
I was the only one who cheated that way.
No, I did.
I played on my
I have to have noise or I can't fall asleep.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I have it really
Silent.
low on my iPad.
Okay. But it wasn't as bad once I was there because I was already so tired.
Okay.
That helped being tired. But it was, you're constantly, your head is playing games, your head's playing tricks on you. You're constantly like, is that a shadow? Is that a shadow? And like, every time you close your eyes, you imagine like a demon just standing over your bed. Like that's how, like sometimes you'll do that, especially when you're a kid, you do that. And then you grow up and you're like, it's not real. But then like you feel like a kid again. Because in these places, it seems like there could actually be one. So now you're like, shit, is there a monster under my bed?
That's a good one. That's a good
It
one.
could be.
Yeah.
So it's this weird thing, makes you feel like a kid again almost. But it wasn't so bad.
What about you, Maeve?
sleeping there.
Yeah.
I played on my phone a lot, but I think what kept me grounded so much is I could hear him snoring. So I really never felt alone.
Okay, that answers that.
On your protector?
That answers that.
I was like, I'm not up here by myself. I'm golden.
What about you, Gary?
It was fine. Sleeping there, the only thing that stuck for me was the bed was not long enough. It was right against the wall, so my legs could never be fully extended. So they had to be bent the whole time, which does not help me sleep because I sleep diagonal, so my legs are always completely extended. So I didn't sleep because of that. It had nothing to do with anything going on. I don't really worry about anything going on because, again, I want something to happen. And I would love for us to catch some of us sleeping somewhere and something happen to somebody. That would be awesome.
Okay, so I found it very interesting that I don't care what time I go to sleep, I always have to get up and go to the bathroom. I didn't see any one of y'all get up and go to the bathroom.
I
do
always
that.
got to go to the bathroom,
You-
and I
neither
didn't have
one
to.
of y'all. It's crazy, right? Like
I don't really wake
nobody was bothered by like you didn't have to go. Nobody had to go to the bathroom.
And I always have to go to the bathroom.
I don't. I use the bathroom before I go to bed.
Same.
Well, I do too, but I
You
always
don't have
to
to
go.
like. I didn't see anybody get up and drink water like normally. Like none of y'all did that. Like
I don't do anything.
It was 4 o'clock in the morning. We were tired.
oh okay.
Well, I didn't want to have to explain on camera. I had to go pee.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's just talk about the offering a little bit and what you guys thought about the offering tree. Because now there's many stories about it, whether it's the giving tree or the offering tree, whatever you choose to call this tree. There's a lot of things that this tree has collected, and you guys were tasked with giving a speech. I'm not sure if you knew that or not, Taylor, because I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I think everybody knew, but somehow it didn't come across your desk. But I get it, though. I get it.
Play
So-
it back. Mine was dope.
Yeah, yeah. So, so what did you guys just think about the offering tree? Because that was something that was different And did you get anything out of it? Because I thought Maeve's speech was absolutely amazing. Nothing against your speech. She just sounded like she put a little more time in it.
For sure, she did. And
Yeah.
honestly, I didn't know. We were doing some kind of like. I didn't know it was going to be. The ceremony was going to be till the very end. I thought at the very end we were supposed to do something. But we're talking about the intro, right?
Yes.
Okay. So no, I didn't know, but I will say it was very. It's a very cool thing because you get a lot of cool locations, but you don't get a lot of outdoor spots
Yes.
in a lot of locations. I think we did Sweet Springs, had this lake, but we didn't get to go and investigate it much. So this is one of the first times where we got to go outside and do stuff.
Yes.
And the fact that it was blizzarding added this really creepy element to it. It was really cool. I think all the offerings there were very creepy. It's very Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
When you're out there, you feel like
yeah.
you're in the Blair Witch. So you want to go. I was happy to go inside the house.
Well,
Yeah.
I have there's a whole different kind of belief
Yes.
about being outside and the trees and stuff like that. I
We
definitely
would love to hear this.
I definitely feel like trees and forests communicate. Like I don't know, they're living things. Why wouldn't they communicate?
So it's not a car honking or a horse moving in the field. I mean, because we're going to get to a person that feel like that's what that was.
I'm
so
sure
I'm
it
making
was,
sure.
but I mean, I don't know. I feel a connection with the woods, and I feel comfortable usually in the woods. I know, but when you put that much energy into a tree, like I feel like it feeds on that. So whether that folklore is true or not, like they're making it true.
Yes.
And so that's why I felt like out of everybody, kind of went overboard. Maybe not overboard, but I really put some effort into that. So
Gary, go ahead and give it to me, man. Go ahead and give me that realistic approach to life.
Photosynthesis. The offering tree, I think it was, like they said, I think it was a cool experience.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of that just originated from the stories of Native Americans being massacred there, and they think it was like a ritual to do that. But once I found out that actually didn't happen on the grounds, it sort of takes it away from what it's actually for to me. So I'm like, now I just feel like people are just doing it because other people did it, and they want to go with that story. So it takes it away from me a little bit. I think it's a really cool thing. If that actually happened there, I think that would be awesome. And I think it is a way to communicate, if you can, to tragedy that happened on the property if it did. But we had proven it didn't. So I think it was cool. But it was cool being out there, like Taylor said, with the snow, with the wind blowing through the trees. It definitely makes it sound awesome. It's eerie. It was just a cool experience. And then, like, as for the lake, when it was clear, the moon reflecting off of it, the fog coming off of it, it just looks awesome. To me, it reminds me of Friday the 13th, Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
How that lake looked versus this pond looked very similar, with the moon reflecting the fog, but Jason Voorhees wasn't coming out of it. So I think I didn't. To me, just, hey, it was cold out there. I was like, I wouldn't want to fall in.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. I was trying to see where it was, like where the edge was, so you could see close as I could get to it. 'Cause I didn't trust the little dock they had. It didn't look very stable.
No.
Night one. You and Maeve are at the lake, correct? Was that night two? Night two. But night one, you got the text messages, though, right?
I got a text message about it. Yeah.
Okay, so on night one, you get a text message, Gary. What does this text message say in night one?
So I get a text message from somebody that did not know where we were at,
Okay.
and they're into paranormal. They're into like tarot reading.
When was the last time you talked to this person? Did you talk to this person and say, hey, I'm on my way to do an
No,
investigation?
they didn't know I was doing an investigation. They didn't know any of this stuff. And I know this person from college.
Oh, okay. So you hadn't had
So it's
any
been a
prior
while.
connection.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. Okay.
So,
all right.
and then they just text me out of the blue, hey, I have a feeling you're somewhere. I feel like and somebody's been coming to me. It's been a lady in white. She's in the field. And then, so to me, that's very, I was like, okay, well, this is random. You have no idea where I'm at. There is a field right behind the house and all that kind of stuff. So going into that was like, okay, well, let me know if you hear it, if you feel anything else or you sense anything else. And then that's where it comes in night two, where I get more text messages in night two.
Hold on. So just stay right there. Stay right there. So still in night one, I see the text messages, and I'm like, whoa, shit. Like, it just got real. What are your thoughts after you see the text messages, Taylor? Like, I mean, obviously, like something has to like juice up now because I mean we're here at Hinsdale. Nothing has really happened just yet, and then out of nowhere we get text messages saying, "Hey, there's a lady in white outside."
Well, I thought that she might have seen like something like one of our maybe our Skeptic story or something saying that we were doing Hinsdale House.
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
You positive?
They had no idea where I was.
Really? Mm-hmm. See, I didn't know that. I thought they were like they clicked on our story.
No. This is completely out of the blue. He had no idea. She had no idea he was traveling. Hadn't talked to him in years.
I want to change my rating. Can we do? Are we getting that?
We're gonna do that.
We'll do that later.
Yeah.
I know. We'll do that later.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's gnarly.
You saw the text messages.
I didn't know it was that.
Oh.
I thought it was like they saw us like on our and they're like, oh, I see her at Hinsdale House. There's a lady in white there. I have a feeling she's there.
No, this was completely just.
That's crazy. Where's that chick? Let's get her here.
Man, what do you think? You're the resident witch. You got that connection.
So I've investigated with a few psychics.
Okay.
I say that term loosely. So I'm not a huge believer in psychics. Hey! You did that on camera. I mean, you can say that in road trips, but you cannot say that on a camera. No, you're not. But I'm not a huge believer in psychics. I mean, I definitely feel like you can pick up stuff, but just knowing, okay, there's somebody standing here, her name is whatever. That caught me off guard, though, because I was there when he was getting those text messages. And I want to meet this woman. Like, that was on point.
Too, right?
That
like,
was on point. That was, I can't explain that one. Because he was saying, like, I asked those same questions. Does she know we're here?
Yeah,
come on. And it was wild.
Yeah. So we go into night 2. And this is where it gets very interesting because now we're doing solos. And I feel like for it to be such an intimate location, I think we got more activity than we thought we had. So I do want to talk about that a little bit. So I don't know if I want to start with Maeve, if I want to start with Taylor. Taylor, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Because I know going into this right now, night 1, you're feeling probably that this location has probably let you down.
Yeah.
Okay. Night 2, you go in. What activity do you experience?
The scrying mirror was creepy.
Yeah.
Didn't really feel too much about that being any kind of like weird portal or something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't really resonate with me. Then I started going in the living room. I think I might have went to the kitchen in the living room. I can't remember. But I started talking to who I think was Mary.
Yes.
Who was the room I stayed in.
Okay.
So we started talking to her.
What's your name?
Mary Beth.
Mary Beth? Hi, Mary.
I heard something like Mary Beth come through. And then I said, sorry for sleeping in your bed. I think she said something like, it's okay.
Remember the room I slept in was Mary's room. Mary Beth, did you mind me sleeping up there? Sorry if I snored. Don't be.
Or don't worry about it. Something like that. And then I was like, geez, I'm having a conversation. And then so from there, we were playing checkers, and I'm trying to get her to play checkers with me. I go up, I lay in the bed, and then I feel like I'm just talking to somebody. And it's kind of weird because I kind of forgot that I was doing an investigation. And I'm just sitting there just having a conversation with something.
Okay.
And then I realized holy crap, I'm on a TV show. I'm shooting a TV show right now. It was weird. It was very cool. I felt like whatever I was talking to was just okay with me being there, and it didn't feel hostile or evil or malicious. It just felt like it was talking to me.
Well, I'll talk about, because during Taylor's solos, when me and Maeve went to the lake.
That's where we're going.
So
yes.
While he was inside doing a solo, that's when we went in there and I got more text messages saying they're staring at the White House. I just got another text message. The person saying that feels her. She's standing in the field, but staring at the house. That's what I just got that text message right now. I'll show it to you. So this whole thing was just sent to me. The house you're at is white. I just keep seeing her in the field or the grassy area looking at it. Not mean, but not a clear energy. I'm not a big help. She just keeps coming to me the past 2 nights. I don't like the energy of the house though. It doesn't feel right. She's staring at the white house, which the Hinsdale is white. Yes. And then I got messages also, which we did not have on the screen, where it's talking about there's a guy who's wearing leather in the house. Like, not spirit, not talking about you because you weren't wearing leather, but some kind of spirit.
That was the guy you was having the conversation with.
Weren't you wearing leather shoes though?
I don't remember.
Probably not because it was snowing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think he would.
The crazy thing is it seems to me that Taylor didn't know any of this.
He had no idea.
He's
he did not know we were
completely blown
outside
away
during this.
right now.
Yeah.
Completely blown away.
Well,
like
he
he's
didn't
just
know we were. I told him because he was in. So he had no idea we were out there doing that. So we were out there and we were doing that. The thing that frustrates me so much is because it was cold, we don't have the footage.
Yes.
We have the audio and I have the text messages, but we don't have the footage because just like we couldn't put a camera outside because our line was freezing. So it sucks that we lost that footage because we did record all that. And it sucks. Me and Maeve did an Estes method out there and we don't have any of that, which sucks.
Okay. So Maeve, you go in for your solo. And again, we talked about the basement. And we said that it was a night 2. This is night 2. You go down in the basement. What do you experience? And what kept you in there? Like, obviously, we know that it's cold. So I guess you could walk me through this before you answer that question. We know that there's a draft or maybe it's cold in a location. What's the difference in getting chills and like, oh, this place, that's just a draft? So did you get a chill when you walk in, or did you get like, was it a draft that was blowing on you where you were like, ooh, it's cold in here? Because obviously Gary felt the same thing and he goes, ooh, it's drafty in here.
Mm-hmm. No, it was drafty.
So it was a draft.
But it was, you got to talk to other paranormal people. Like, other than me. It's like a different kind of goosebumps. Like, I am hoping someone chimes in, some friend of mine, and explains that it's happened to you. But it's a different. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But I mean, it's different. But again, I'm in a basement. It's dark.
This.
He hates.
There's a hole in the basement that goes outside.
Would you please? This is my time. This is my time. So, at the moment though, when I was in there, like I was hearing stuff on the spirit box. Wasn't reacting very much to it because I couldn't really make it out in the moment until Taylor pointed it out.
Yes.
I didn't feel like I was in there that long. That whole time I didn't. Yeah. Like I literally, and part of me was like, I was comfortable in there. I was really comfortable. I had moments that it didn't feel good.
You were in there for an hour and 1 minute.
She's right though. That place was a time warp, and I think we talk about it.
Yeah, we did talk about it
Somewhere on the footage. We need to find that footage. Yes.
So when we were in there, even I told Maeve when I came out, I was like, I felt like I was in there for like 10 minutes, and I was in there for 30.
Yeah.
Like it
was
time
really
when
weird
you're in that house.
We talk about it on the camera.
Yeah.
So we got to find that footage, and we got to make sure that's in the app.
Like I felt like I was in there maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it did not feel that long at all.
I was surprised watching it. I was like, oh crap, she stayed in there for an hour and
I didn't want to leave. Like I wanted to stay in there.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't know.
Connection. So Gary, you go in for your solo. Mm-hmm. You get a little bit of activity actually. I mean, depend on how you look at it. You went with the apps.
I told Taylor I'd go with the apps. I tried the apps. I went to the basement and tried the apps. But my problem is I can't ever make anything out. That's the frustrating thing. It's never clear for me.
Okay.
Like if it was clear, okay, I'm fine. But it's never clear, and that's the thing that's tough because then you're just leaving it open to interpretation. Oh, I think it said that. Well, it's not clear. We have no idea what it said. You're just wanting it to say that. So that's where it frustrates me with that. And then I went to the living room and I was trying to invite the lady in white, if there was a lady in white, to come and interact with me and do all this kind of stuff. And I didn't really get it. Yes, the music box tinkled one time. Literally one time.
Listen, First of all, let me make sure.
It
'Cause I
went
got to
pink and
interject
that was
this.
it.
And I'm normally not as a big fan of how Taylor addressed you sometimes, but I am a fan of his when it comes to this. You said, Lady in White, come in with me, set the music box off, boom, music box goes off.
I had
You're
to ask
telling
17
me.
times for it to do it. And it just went ting and never did it again the rest of the time. So I'm inviting the Lady in White to come set off this music box in front of me. It's right here in front of me on this table. If you want to come mess with it, come set it off. Come in this corner. You can sit in this rocking chair. You can have a good grand old time. You can sit on the couch next to me if you want. There, I got a little moving over here. Feel free, set this thing off. Let me know you want to interact. If you want to interact with me, feel free. You can sit on the couch. We can have a conversation. Feel free to set this music box off. Come set this music box off. If you want to interact, come on. If you like music, set the music box. They'll play music for you. You can enjoy it. Have a grand old time. You can dance right here for me. If you don't like the music box, there's dolls over here. You can feel free to knock one of those off. Walk it towards me.
To me, that makes it a little bit more believable.
Yes.
How does that make it believable?
Because it didn't do it again. She got sick of your shit.
Yeah, maybe it was like, I'm not going to do what you say, but here's a little teaser.
Boom.
And that's why she can't leave the house.
She's like, you ain't gonna tell me what to do.
And that's why she can't leave the house.
Now she's talking shit to the ghost. He can't even hear you right now.
Which makes this next question great. So our our subscriber question of the day, which is a really good question. Ben from Charlotte, North Carolina says, what confines a ghost to a place, or can they go anywhere?
So I'll answer that how I believe. I don't think there are ghosts, so I think you can go anywhere you want. But if I wanted to believe there was ghosts, how I would say they would be tied to whatever area they died around or they grew up in type thing.
Okay.
So it'd be whatever they're familiar with. I wouldn't think they would just be, I wouldn't like people say, oh, this road's haunted because this person died in a car wreck. To me, that doesn't make sense to me. They're not familiar with that. That's where they die. I don't feel like they'd want to be there. I feel like if they were going to go somewhere, they'd go back home and be somewhere if they had to be stuck here versus on the road. To me, that would be an evil aspect versus just a normal spirit if it was one. That's how I would try to describe it.
Nah, to me, ghosts are more like people, right? So they are people, then they die, right?
Right.
So certain people feel stuck in their hometown, and for some reason they never leave where they're at.
Right.
They're comfortable. Some people are free spirits. Some people wander. So I think if you're a ghost, you can either wander or stay. Some people maybe choose to stay where the energy is, where where something happened. Maybe they're like more attracted to just being like in that comfort zone of like, okay, this is where my wife was, my family was, and this is where I died. I'm gonna stay here. But some ghosts maybe are still stuck but want to just travel.
Are they getting on planes?
No, they don't need
You said traveling.
Hey, they could.
You said traveling.
I'm not gonna
How
put
they
a
traveling? They're
I'm
not
not
walking.
putting a ghost in
They're not floating around.
I've seen ghosts in taxis.
You know what? I hate
No,
y'all.
I'm good. No,
Listen,
listen.
YouTube.
There is a whole episode of Supernatural about a ghost on an
Okay,
airplane.
we're talking about a TV show.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, Twilight Zone. But that was a monster, though, right?
Yeah.
Maeve, what do you think?
I don't think souls get stuck anywhere.
Okay.
I think that if there's a big creator, whatever that may be, he didn't screw that up. I mean, but I do believe that when you die, we're energy.
Yes.
You can't create it, destroy it, whatever. It's
Yeah.
energy. So our soul splits. Some of that energy stays there. And then you have, again, the tulpa thing. And people start coming in and feeding into that energy. Is it that person? I don't know. Probably not. Like I said, especially with kid ghosts, that pisses me off, actually. Not going to lie. Don't get me on a soapbox. I don't think a child's going to get stuck here. Like, that's awful.
I didn't.
You don't
I've
want
never.
me to say
I've
my
never.
thoughts on that one.
I've never thought about that. Like I've never.
Like, whatever's up
Well,
there.
people say kid ghosts are demons. Most people. A lot of people.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
I just think, I don't know.
Yeah. What are you? What are you?
What? I'm not wrong.
Go ahead, Gary.
I can't, like...
What are your thoughts, Gary? What are your thoughts?
Bad things happen to kids every day. They shouldn't happen to them, but it does. So why would a ghost be any different if it was a kid ghost?
Because I don't think souls get stuck here.
But you said part of them, they might split. So part of that kid's soul could be stuck here.
Hey, yeah, it's energy. It's not the kid.
It's the kid.
It's not the fucking
If it's a soul and it splits, that's
It's
the kid.
not, no, because
Okay.
at that point you become part of like the ether.
I have to. So, Gary, getting the text messages from the person that you got the text messages from, experiencing the spirit box going off. You may not want to give it credit. It gave you a little bit. The spirit box going off in the living room when you guys were downstairs in the basement doing group.
Music box.
The music box, yeah, that going off. Taylor and Maeve getting the evidence that they've got. I'm going to start with you. What do you give this location? What do you rate it and why? Versus then versus now. You can give me what you rated it then versus like what you rated now, having a chance to really get a chance to think about it, sit down, let it marinate a little bit. Give me your before rating and then your after rating.
So what would my rating be before and after? So before I gave it unrateable. So if I had to rank this, I'm going to unrank it. I don't think it's rankable because I felt like a lot of the stuff that we were told about the history of it was not real.
Yes.
It was embellished, made up, overdone, but not by the owners of the house, by other investigators. And that's what I want to make clear. This has nothing to do with the Hinsdale house or anything that owns the house. It's the people that have investigated, of over-embellished, and created fake folklore around it. Okay. And I think that is a discredit to the house because people are coming in and putting in stuff that they shouldn't be talking about or try to reach out to something. Because if you do believe in demons and stuff like that, and people are saying these people that kill people did all this stuff here, then you're trying to feed into a demon and call somebody that could be considered a demon type thing to a house that I don't feel like there is that there. Yeah. So like if there was any truth to that, to spirits and stuff like that, to me, I think they're doing a disservice to the people that own the house and the people that allow people to come and do investigations there. But I would say looking at everything, I would still say it's rateable, but it's still not high because I don't feel like we got a ton of evidence.
Give me the new rating. Give me the new
I'm
rating.
Gonna give
it was
you
unrateable at
correct.
the time.
So I'll give you a 3 just because some of the stuff that Maeve got on the spirit box in the basement, right. You can start to make out some of the stuff. You really can't make out much. I do think the text message is probably the weirdest thing we had happen the whole time because that is probably the coolest piece that we had, and that's never happened before. So I think that was a very intriguing aspect to happen. So I'd give it a 3 out of 10.
After watching it and talking about it, I'm going to stay with my 4. I am, only because Taylor was bringing it up earlier that every single time I asked a question, there was a response. I didn't feel that in the moment, but watching it, yeah, I mean, there was. I didn't hear it all.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I feel like there's potential everywhere we go. We
I
just don't
so
get it.
mad at y'all.
You haven't got to me yet.
I'm getting there.
Why are
I'm
you
getting
mad?
there. I'm getting there.
I
Taylor.
think we should just
I'm
skip
getting there,
Taylor.
Taylor.
No.
Taylor, what was your old score versus your new score?
I think I gave it a 3.
Okay.
After coming back and looking at it, man, okay, so the text, which I didn't know, that's crazy. I heard something answer Maeve every time she talked on the spirit box.
Right.
Every time. And we just watched it. I haven't got to like actually go and like listen to what it actually said because it's hard to make out. They're always hard to make out.
Yeah.
But there's also the stop it. I got 7 times. Dude, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
What?
I think we did it dirty. I think we got a lot of stuff and we need to go back. And I don't want to be I don't want to piss off the owner of that place because you might have seen our episode. I honestly think we did it wrong.
I think, well, like you said, I think we were given false information about the house. And I think that's probably what it was.
Whoa, hold up. My mind is blown.
I think this is my second highest score besides Bobby Mack.
Yes.
What was your Bobby Mack?
10 out of 10, I think.
Yeah, it was 10. Yeah, it was 10. I don't. So, you just taking my breath away because I thought we ranked it low, but I didn't think you were gonna go that high.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking 6, 6.5. Yeah. Like that's being very generous. And the only reason why I'm ranking it that high is because of the text messages, and then him I don't think you understand. When he says, hey, I'm inviting the lady in white to come in, sit down, make the music box go off, and boom, it goes off.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh crap, this is it. This is what we need
This
right
is
here.
good stuff, yeah.
Right, this is good stuff. We get music box going on downstairs while you guys are, downstairs while you're the music box upstairs. Every time she says something, I'm like, dude, this is, but 8.5?
I'm in the bed. I forgot about that whole part. Me in the bed just talking to something. I forgot about it. I'm sitting there up in the bed just talking to a ghost.
Now, it did sound like you were having a conversation with the person. Now, it did sound like that.
Yeah.
Which now leads me to this, Gary. Help me explain these one-offs, if you will. Because, again, he just laid in the bed and had a whole conversation
with himself. Nothing was responding back. There's a difference. He said he felt like he was talking to somebody. He wasn't actually talking
But
to
did you hear the
somebody.
responses? It says, forgive me. It said, it's okay when I said,
Well, that's what you hear. I didn't hear that.
Okay. Okay.
I do want to bring up again, like I think I left that out, is that time slip thing. That was insane.
Yeah,
Like I said, I did not. You guys know me. I won't stay in
Yes,
any
I
longer
know.
than I have to stay in there.
I know.
And like I didn't want to leave. It did not feel like an hour at all. I can't believe I stayed in there an hour.
Neither can I. And
And
how
it's because
comfortable-
you said somebody said I was going to run out. That's what it was.
I don't remember who said that. Couldn't have been me.
Couldn't have been you. D'Angelo did say earlier tonight that I was going to be the one to run out, so I'll be damned if I do, but we'll just see.
It's still on the table. It is still on the table. So we get to the end of this thing, and we do a parting offering. And Gary is the first one to give his offering, and his offering is your Maeve.
yeah,
I mean,
You're welcome, guys.
sounds typical.
so mad.
My offering is I have two people coming up here after me. I would really love to offer one of them. So feel free to interact with either one of them.
I think I flipped off I know you don't have that footage,
yeah, I
but I
was gonna
swear I
say.
think I flipped off the
So
camera.
mad because the battery died, so we don't have the footage of their reaction,
Yes.
which frustrates me so much because I wanted to see the reaction. That was the whole purpose of me saying that, was to capture how they were gonna respond to it.
I really love the thought that you put into it, Gary. And
did.
that,
I put a lot of
it
thought.
meant something to you, and that you had something positive to say about the gift that you was given.
Yeah.
Maeve, also you tell us what you don't have to tell us what the words that were written on that paper.
No, I want to hear the same words. Repeat them, please.
It was to the
No.
tree, okay?
It was a poem. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so she wrote a poem, and she gave this beautiful poem to the tree. A lot of thought put into it.
He's not to me yet.
Yeah. A lot of passion. You thought about it. Is there anything you want to add to that I may have missed?
No, it's just respect. I mean,
Respect? For
that's
real?
right, yeah, like
You know what?
Looking at Taylor.
Yeah.
like seriously, like I'm not gonna walk up there and be an asshole.
Why is everyone looking at me?
So, getting to the last offering.
Yeah.
I have never seen a tree reject the offering so fast.
It was crazy.
It's my life, bro. It's my life.
A Fresca. It's a really delicious drink. It's underrated.
Is that where he left his Fresca?
I don't know where you left the
It's
front.
right here.
Yo, it already fell. Yo, they were pissed at this offering.
It's crazy. Yeah.
If you guys go back
he
and
didn't
watch
even know it.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Dug a good hole for
If you go back and watch it, it rejects his gift. And Maeve walks up and was like, hey, did he put this in? It was like, no, the tree rejected it.
So I think it was Nick was like that was they were like no.
Nick was
Yeah.
so mad. He actually said, you basically just littered, bro.
Yeah.
So I did. I offered a Fresca.
Okay.
Okay, and here's why.
Okay.
Because that Fresca got me through the first day. I was drinking Frescas. It's my comfort drink.
Hold on. I'm
You
going to
just
clarify.
totally
I'm
made
going to
that
put him on
shit
the
up.
spot.
Oh, he totally made that up.
totally
Just
made that
save his
I'm going to
ass.
put him on the spot. he had something he wanted to do,
I wanted to do, yeah.
but he backed out of doing it because he
What,
didn't
what
wanna
did
do
you
it.
want to do? Can you
Something
tell us
involved
what
an
you-
Oreo. Because the cat, that was the investigation after. So I was going to give like a little cat toy or something. But then I was like, I can't give something to a haunted tree. That's like
Especially
demonic.
a cat's soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to give something like that I want reincarnated like as a demon. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean,
So-
it could have been something other than
I
that.
know, dude, but
You
I
came
just,
up with it on the fly.
He did, 100%.
Don't lie.
I
You went
did.
through that house and was like, "What can I get?"
yeah. I didn't know.
If
I
we
never
would've had-
I've never
if we
gave
would've
anything
had-
to a tree before.
If we would have had orange soda, he would have gave orange soda.
No, I wouldn't. I would got to get Fresco.
That's
If we didn't have
Yeah.
Fresca, though,
Look, it's
That's
okay.
right.
I also offered it his firstborn
he did offer my firstborn.
Ah,
because he offered us.
I'm gonna trade me. Gary offered me, so I'm gonna trade that for his firstborn, secondborn. If you wanna go all his lineage, I'll trade that.
I actually felt really bad about that. I was like, I was kind of joking, but people are gonna think I'm serious. But no.
so we went to Hinsdale. I think we had a great time. I mean, obviously you did. The things changed from when we were there versus how we looked at it. Obviously not for some, which is Maeve. I think you're the only one that was unchanged. You kind of felt the same way going in as you did coming out, I'm assuming.
I just came out with like a different view of it, but it was still, it would have still fallen in that.
Right.
Like, I'm with Taylor. I think I would not be against re-investigating the place just because we would go in with a whole different mindset on this investigation.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be all this false stories we've been told going into it. I think that would have changed our whole
You were going to hit
perspective.
me at some point.
But Maeve came in with a bad attitude the whole time.
I did not.
Yeah, she came in the very
You
beginning.
You did come in hot. You
Yes.
came in hot, Maeve. You
I
did
don't
come
remember.
in hot.
I don't remember that.
Maeve,
That
you
is not.
came in and you said, I kind of feel like Gary feel. And
he's like,
Well, it felt like my grandmother's house. Like,
It's an old house.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it is. Again, I guess we're going to end it right here. Is there anything you guys want to say?
No,
Before
let's
we
do it
end this?
again. Maybe in 2025, 2026, we'll come back. Let's catch it on a summer month.
So we don't have to hit a snowstorm.
I don't know. The snowstorm
We definitely got to catch
added
it in
some
like.
ambiance.
You're right. It
to
did.
that.
It was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, but
The bugs, though, and
Yeah,
when
the
it's
bugs
warm,
work.
dude.
Yeah, I think I'll take the snowstorm
fall.
over the bugs. Oh, I guess we'll see. Thank you guys for joining us for another Skeptics Corner. Like always, guys, I got to ask, where we going?